everyone. So as you can see, I am filming outside. So welcome to my back deck. And so you will hear noises, right? Cars, people doing stuff, talking, whatever. So probably bothering my neighbors, but I'm gonna do my best to project without being annoying because my phone camera can only pick up so much sound. I've realized some of my videos are kind of quiet. So I'm doing my best to be projecting but also not annoying my neighbors. So sorry if you have to turn up your volume a little bit. Hopefully captions will might be what you need for this video, but whatever. All right, I am going to do a quick get ready with me with my condensed makeup palette. I have switched things up just a little bit and I'm pretty excited to show you guys. I might switch up some more shortly, but for now this is where it's at and I just wanted to give you an update. So before I was housing my condensed makeup palette in this kind of pencil case. As you can see, I decorated it recently, had some stickers lying around, and what's inside now is actually a lot of the stick products that I want to be focusing on right now. So that's what's holding right now. I don't think it's actually that useful the way I'm using my makeup because it's not actually making it visible because it's enclosed in here, but I feel like for travel purposes this will actually be really nice. It can also hold some I could also switch some of this stuff out for like makeup brushes and stuff, so they're not just like floating around in a makeup bag. So I'm thinking about it, but either way I feel like a pencil case like this is really helpful for my makeup collection, and I think I'll keep it around and figure out what to do with it. But I was starting to realize like the plastic hinge, like the clasp wasn't holding very well, and yeah, there was just some functionality things that I wasn't in love with. So I switched them out and I wanted to do something magnetic because I didn't want to keep gluing dots in here and switching that out. So I ended up getting a watercolor tin. If you haven't seen these before, some of them they come with like the watercolor in them, and some of them they come empty and you can like fill it with watercolor or maybe gouache or something like that. I've only watched a few videos about art. I'm not well versed. My friend Steph from Still Steph would know a lot more than I would. But I got the tin anyways because it is magnetic and it came with little magnetic squares. Sorry if I flash you guys. Plus I'm outside. It's not very helpful. But yeah, this is what it's like right now. It's actually emptier because it's bigger than I thought. I thought I was going to be maybe like a third, like 2/3 the size. So about like, maybe about like that big where my hand is, but it came out a little bit bigger. So yeah, so but I'm still really happy with it. It is like 2 parts. I was kind of hoping it would hinge, but I didn't like look too much into that. And yeah, so this is where I'm at right now. I put in the middle the little magnetic backings that it came with. They're like 3M. They're a little bit thick, but they work just fine. I even did it to these plastic ones, which before I had actually glued in, and so I would just lift up the lid in the palette. I'll just crush that one. But yeah, now I can actually like take it out and like use it that way. And I did some double magnets for some of the bigger ones. So yeah, this is kind of where it's at now. I feel like if I really rattled it, it would probably come apart, but because I'm keeping it pretty stationary, it's fine. I also chose a design that I really liked. It kind of like the pink sunset. Oh, my air conditioner came on. Hopefully it will filter that out a little bit, but I'll just try to talk over it for now. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. I will do my makeup out of this now. Go ahead and put on a little bit of primer. I just did a workout. Like this is my first time I've ever done a Tai Chi workout. First of all, it was just very much cardio, but also I like wasn't expecting it to be that much cardio, but also like I'm Chinese, so I wanted to kind of get back to my roots a little bit, if you will. But I did it with by holding ankle weights. I think my ankle weights were like maybe 2 or 3 pounds each, but that was a workout. I am sweating, my arms are dead. So yeah, that's where we're at with things. So I'm just gonna use my primer from here. I'm sorry this lighting doesn't like really show you exactly if the makeup is helping or not, so it just probably will look like I'm putting nothing on my face, but I'm just showing you how my makeup palette works for me. I think for the purposes of today, I'll just use what's out of here rather than like reaching for some of the other stuff. So I'm gonna reach for, I do have my brushes in front of me, so I will go ahead and slap on a little bit of this gem shade from ABH. And I've been enjoying mixing these 2 shades. This is kind of taupey. This one's a really dark neutral brown, cool tone brown, and I've just been tapping off the excess on the back of my hand. We should be using a real mirror, but I'm just using my forward facing camera today, so I apologize if the quality is even worse than normal. Plus I'm sitting in the shade, so it might be the white the light balance might be really really off because it is quite a bright time of the day. I did try to shade my background as much as I could, but it was kind of tough. So but anyways, all that to say, let's go ahead and pop on a little bit of the blush and contour. I've really been enjoying mixing blush and contour lately, so I'll just kind of do that just kind of on where I would typically put like the back of my blush and a little bit of contour there. So because I'm mixing them, I'm just kind of using it all over, really. The perimeter of my face. And if my makeup is streaky, it's because I'm also applying makeup on top of sweat. And so that is pretty much it. This is also a I just lost the name. A cream contour that I frankened, and also a concealer that I frankened as well. I don't reach for those as much as I usually do, just because I've actually really been enjoying a stick contour and blush using my using actually my lip liners. I know I just put on blush and contour, but I might as well just show you guys. So I just kind of like draw it all over, which uses a lot of product, which is nice. And also the temples here. Oops, I'm sweaty. This should go fast. Ooh, and look at that. That's like really nubby right now. I could probably really go for a sharpen after this. And then the more pinky shade goes on my cheeks. Also slap some on my lips too while I'm at it. And then I do have my sponge with me, so I will use it to blend it in. Otherwise, I could just use my fingers, but I tend to blend my contour in first. For no particular reason. I think it's just because there's more points of it on my face that I'm blending out. And then we'll do the blush right after that. And I feel like also the contour one I feel like sets a little bit faster than the more pinky lip liner, so that's kind of the reasoning there. Okay, so that's kind of the look there. I wish I was facing this way a little bit more. I feel like you would get more, I feel like you would get better lighting, but we'll just set it for what it is. All right, so from there I am trying to focus on this lip balm essentially, so I'm just gonna slap some of that on. And then I'm also gonna pop on a little bit of this Franken balm. Sometimes this balm pulls a really like cool tone on me, and sometimes it pulls like really bright, so I don't really know what to make of it. It's very confusing to me, so just kind of just working with it. But yeah, last thing would be mascara. Let me go ahead and do my eyelashes. Pop this on, even though you probably can't tell it's on because it is such a like thin formula, which I like. It's what I prefer out of my mascaras. And that's pretty much it. I mean, I could powder if I wanted to. I mean, I just did a workout, so I'm not gonna worry too much about it. And sometimes I put on a little bit of I spray toner on as kind of to not set things, but to like make it less powdery. So yeah, that's kind of my routine right now with my condensed makeup palette. So I'm still kind of practicing working out of my new condensed makeup palette. It just sits with the rest of my makeup stuff right now. I could see it getting like dinged up a little bit given it's all aluminum. But the magnetic functionality is really nice. And I got this for like 10 bucks, so it wasn't like a ton of money lost. Yeah, so now it's all kind of on one side. I could definitely imagine myself putting more stuff on the other side. I guess it's not like as condensed anymore. It would be really interesting if I could condense almost my entire makeup collection, like all my loose shadows into this. That would actually be a really interesting exercise, or at least test of this. So I feel like my true condensed makeup palette would probably be, you know, a little bit smaller than this. The thin format was really nice, which I think there's also like aluminum pencil cases like this out there too that are long and thin, so I might look into one of those to maybe transport that in there, and then have this as kind of like where all my other loose shadows sit, and kind of move away from kind of my MAC Freedom palette, which I've been trying to, I mean, I love the MAC Freedom palettes. They're magnetic as well, which are super nice, but I'm trying to move away from my MAC products. So, and I wonder if I can maybe use my MAC Freedom palettes for something else just in my life rather than for my makeup, just so I won't be showcasing it on my channel as much. And then I'm thinking of depotting this one. I do love the packaging on this as well. It's also got a magnetic thing, and then also it has this cover on here. So I don't know. I need to think about that a little bit more. It would be really cool to put this on top of here, like put that cover on top, but I mean, they're nearly the same size, to be honest. That's a really interesting idea, but it would be really hard to deconstruct this. I'm not one to necessarily do that. I wouldn't keep all the shades in here either. The shades are nice, but I don't really gravitate towards the shimmer shades, and it's really just the colorful shades that I like. So I need to think about that one a little bit more, but those are still in my collection, and I have a few other shades kind of kicking around too, but less now that I did my recent declutter. So that's kind of my update on my condensed makeup palette. I feel like it's still, the concept of it is still working well for me in terms of like how it integrates into the rest of my collection. I'm not necessarily like taking it out and only using that. I guess this is also conducive for maybe even including, if I can like push everything to one side, even like fitting some makeup brushes in there or something like that. I wonder if it could fit my mascara. I think that's always the trouble spot for me, was in my original makeup, in my original condensed makeup palette, I actually I made a pan of mascara, and but that just didn't hold up well over time. It's looking difficult, I don't think. Oh, it's good doing that thing where it's like kind of popping off. Yeah, I can see it like kind of bulging, so I'm not going to push it. So I think if I really had to, I could force it in there, but I'm not going to force it in this time. So I don't know, I'd probably have to be like a super, because I feel like even if I got a mini mascara, like the diameter wouldn't change in terms of like the actual applicator. But it is nice that this can actually kind of squeeze out the air as I use it. But I guess I would need, I guess, a thicker condensed makeup palette, which isn't what I'm necessarily looking for either. I really like a slim line, slim feel look. So I don't know. I'm very picky with my makeup packaging. I'm willing to dabble here and there, like for the testing of my condensed makeup palettes and for my Freedom palettes and all that stuff. But in general, I look for very much more slim line, slim feel brushes and products and packaging and stuff like that. So I definitely would love to phase out some of the bulkier packaging over time. But yeah, that's kind of my 2 cents on things. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this update. I know it was just kind of not a ton moving about, but I hope you enjoyed seeing my new Pink Sunset palette. It makes me very happy every day. I think that was one of the reasons why I chose it, was I want to choose something that just makes me smile whenever I put on makeup, and just makes me, I think, also remember how amazing nature is, God's creation is, and just appreciate it for that. Like, I've just been loving spending more time outside this summer, especially having this deck has been really, really nice. You see the corner of my hammock here, got it for free off of Buy Nothing. The hammock itself was like, I think less than like 15 bucks or something like that. So definitely not like a huge setup here, but I've really enjoyed just being outside. I'm sometimes out here on my phone, which isn't the best thing ever, but I think just being in touch with things outside have been really, really nice, and just helping overall with the transition and stress of things, just to kind of help balance that out a bit. Like when I come out here, it's like, oh, you know, things are okay. But anyways, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.